was exactly 2 years ago today, November 4th, as of the time of this video being captured, when Exploring Retails with Andrew did his own video of the Uptown Scottsbluff Mall in Scottsbluff, Nebraska. And since that time, a number of things have changed, so in today's video, I just want to go ahead and take a look at what is new. At the time I started filming this mall, the theater wasn't open yet, but it did later open during my visit. The first thing I noticed almost immediately was that the old Subway had been replaced by the snack shop, and I later noticed that they had a projector playing some kind of movie on the wall. I then noticed this new store called Mexican Candies, which is coming soon, and the sign looked suspiciously similar to a shop with the same name in Frontier Mall, except with a slightly different color scheme. I'm unfortunately unsure as of yet if this store has any relation to the Cheyenne store. I'm not going to detail the history of this mall too much here because I think Andrew already did a fine job of that in his video, but since I want this to be an update on the mall, we'll follow a similar route to which Andrew did. We're coming up on the former JCPenney that, back in my 2020 visit to this mall, it was occupied by Planet Bounce, but that closed several years ago. Later in this video, we'll get to take a peek inside from the entry that Spirit Halloween apparently used last year. As we round the corner back to the main concourse, I wanted to get a good clip of this tiny arcade. It intrigued me in my original visit in 2020, and I'm glad to see that it is still here today. The next couple of stores have been here for a while, but since my visit in 2020, the Christopher & Banks space has already been replaced at least twice. Currently, it's this place called A Touch of Healing, which seems to be some kind of metaphysical store. I couldn't help but momentarily compare this to the old TJMaxx at Frontier Mall, which you'll see in an upcoming video. This space used to be occupied by Buckle, but presently, a shop called Fashion House operates at this location. I'm also not certain what businesses were to the right of the former Herbergers space, but they are also still vacant. On the topic of Herbergers, I was quite surprised to see what they did to this part of the mall and the former Herbergers anchor. I didn't expect Five Below to have mall access, but they kind of just walled off this section of what used to be the mall, and it makes this spot seem out of place. I'm not sure if a mural could maybe help alleviate the liminality of this abrupt end, but that's not all they did.
I'm gonna step outside for a minute just so you guys can see this. So they changed this door. It used to be all the way across door, but now part of Five Below's facade occupies a space. So there's Five Below. And then further over you got TJMaxx and what's the other one? Harbor Freight, I believe, and Ross, yeah. So you got Ross, TJMaxx, Harbor Freight, as well as Five Below. And then over here you still have Buckle, which that was that way the last time I was here.
Actually, hold on a minute. I'm wrong. No, it wasn't. Buckle was still in the mall in my visit, and it wasn't until after Andrew's visit that Buckle finally moved to the exterior of the mall. And now we'll go back inside and continue the walkthrough. The way that they walled off Five Below from the mall does worry me a little bit. During my visit, which was shortly before noon, I noticed a lot of mall walkers, and if they continue to remove this inner passageway for the mall, the day may soon come when there is no interior concourse to walk around. I'm not sure what the current owners have in store. For all I know, maybe they do plan to keep the interior concourse, but I can tell you from my own experience of mall walking that it can be quite nice to have an interior area to walk, especially during extreme heat or cold weather conditions, an aspect which Scottsbluff is no stranger to experiencing. As we pass by another vacant space, I can tell you the general aesthetics of the rest of the mall haven't changed a lot, but as you'll see, other tenants have changed quite a bit. Riddles is still here, but the pretzel place is gone. Applebee's is still here, and it actually does have a little indoor patio outside of the restaurant. The old salon space is now occupied by the new VIP salon. Flyover Archery is no longer here, and I don't think CrossFit is open anymore either, unfortunately, and a place called Bluff Sports Cards also seems to have gone away. The last time I was at this mall, Dunham's actually allowed access from the mall, and I remember how their sign kept randomly turning on and off for some unexplained reason. I don't know if they ever opened this gate into their store anymore, or if it's just permanently locked. Oh yeah, I saw this one space that had its gate partially opened. I don't know why, but I don't know, I just felt like it was appropriate to include that in the video. Here's a fun fact about the CrossFit gym. It used to be occupied by Sears. I don't know if this was a full-line store due to how small this space is, but I remember seeing a label scar above the exterior entry and older imagery of the space, and I think I also noticed the label scar back in 2020 as well. As we once again approached the movie theater, I found myself admiring the plants and display pieces. I thought it was interesting to notice that there's no skylight above this particular planter. I also noticed Chino's wasn't here anymore. If I remember correctly, Chino's moved to a former Pizza Hut in Gering, or is it Jering? But I noticed in my 2025 visit that the newer Chino's is now called El Charro. Oh wow, I totally forgot about this one. So Moorhead Creations, seen here to our left, it used to be located in part of what's now Five Below, and I think this space was actually also being used by Chino's way back when Chino's was still here. I originally wasn't planning on doing much editing for this video, but I didn't care for how most of my audio turned out, plus I was speaking based entirely on memory, so I got some things wrong. But with that being said, let's go ahead and walk outside and take a look at the old JCPenney space. I'm going to give the microphone back over to Scottsbluff Optopolis.
How interesting. They definitely did some changes since I was last here. Some things I definitely was not expecting. Man, definitely a little different than I remember. It used to be a little bit different, but yeah. And I think the JCPenney thing over here is vacant. It was the some kind of a arcade-ish thing. I think they had some bounce houses or something like that too. I think Spirit Halloween, not this year, but in 2024 was here. It looked like it based on the street view. Okay, that one is completely covered up, but I think we can see them from the other side. But of course it looks darkened in there, so I don't know that we'll see much. Quite a lot of places have opened since I was last here, and also since Andrew was here, but there's also been some closures like the Twisted Pretzel. Oh wow, the signs for Spirit are still on the door there. I'm surprised they didn't open here this year. Oh, look at that. There you go. There's a good look in.